You are not a drop in the ocean. You are the entire ocean in a drop.
If you are hearing this, I want to begin by saying thank you. I hope this video brings you peace and acts as an aid in your journey. It's funny how when you begin to awaken, you become so obsessed with finding the answer. Like if you were to read the right book or listen to the right podcast or practice the right techniques, that somehow you were going to achieve this enlightened state that could be won like an award you receive for embarking on a journey of self-discovery. Oh, how I was deceived by my overinflated ego. You see, inner peace is not a destination, but a homecoming, a recognition that the answers we seek are already here, buried like jewels in the soil of the present moment. From the ecstatic poetry of Rumi to the silent revelations of Zen masters, from the non-dual insights of Advaita Vedanta to the existential reflections of Western philosophy, a common thread emerges. Enlightenment is not found in some distant future or hidden realm. It is the art of awakening to what has always been true, that we are not merely part of the universe, but the universe itself, experiencing itself subjectively, conscious and alive. To realize this is to dissolve the illusion of the ego, the false self that obscures our inherent wholeness. Mysticism, in all its forms, is the language of direct experience, a rebellion against the limitations of dogma and logic. The 13th century Sufi poet Rumi wrote, "You are not a drop in the ocean, you are the entire ocean in a drop." This paradoxical truth, that the infinite dwells within the finite, echoes through traditions. In the Hindu Upanishads, the sage declares, "Tattvam asi," thou art that, affirming the individual's unity with the cosmic absolute. Similarly, the Christian mystic Meister Eckhart proclaimed, "The eye with which I see God is the same eye with which God sees me." These teachings dissolve the illusion of separation. The universe is not a cold, indifferent machine, but a living tapestry, and we are both its threads and its weavers. As the physicist Erwin Schrödinger, influenced by Eastern philosophy, observed, "The multiplicity of minds is only apparent. In truth, there is only one mind." This is not metaphor, but metaphysics. The consciousness that animates you is the same consciousness that animates the stars. The pursuit of enlightenment often becomes a trap, a seeking for something out there that perpetuates the very dissatisfaction it aims to cure. The 20th century philosopher Alan Watts, a bridge between Eastern and Western thought, warned, "To have faith is to trust yourself to the water. When you swim, you don't grab hold of the water. You relax and float." Enlightenment, he argued, is not an achievement, but a realization that you are already whole. This mirrors the Zen Buddhist concept of satori, sudden awakening to the perfection of the present. The Zen master Bankei taught, "The unborn mind is Buddha mind. It's with you right now, listening to these words." Similarly, Eckhart Tolle's "The Power of Now" distills this wisdom. Realize deeply that the present moment is all you ever have. Even existentialist thinkers, often associated with angst, hint at this truth. Kierkegaard wrote, "The moment is not a turning point in time, but a window to eternity." To cling to past regrets or future anxieties is to miss the only moment where life actually exists, now. The ego, the constructed identity of me with its stories, fears, and desires, is the primary barrier to inner peace. The Buddha called this anatta, no self, teaching that the ego is a fleeting aggregation of thoughts, not an enduring essence. To dissolve the ego is not to annihilate the self, but to see through its illusion, like realizing a mirage is not water. The mystic Kabir captured this beautifully. When the drop becomes the ocean, who is left to seek? In surrendering the ego, we stop seeking and start being. The Taoist sage Zhuangzi likened the ego to a monkey mind, swinging from branch to branch in restless agitation. Only when the monkey stills can we hear the universe's silent song. Modern psychology echoes this. Carl Jung wrote, Who looks outside dreams, who looks inside awakes. Modern science now validates what mystics intuited. Quantum physics reveals that particles exist in a state of potential until observed, suggesting consciousness is fundamental to reality. The biologist Andreas Weber writes, "Life is not a thing but a verb, a process of the world breathing itself in and out. Ecology teaches interdependence. The oxygen in our lungs was exhaled by forests. The water in our cells once flowed in glaciers. We are not in the universe. We are the universe." As Carl Sagan famously said, "We are a way for the cosmos to know itself. Enlightenment is not a mountain to climb, but a mirror to wipe clean." The answers we seek, peace, purpose, love, are not hidden in some distant realm. They pulse within us here and now like the heartbeat of the cosmos itself. To dissolve the ego is not to vanish, but to expand, to trade the prison of I for the boundless sky of we. If you made it to the end of this video, I want you to know that I greatly appreciate you. Always remember that all you have is this moment right here and now. The past and future are illusions we create to justify the unnecessary suffering we manifest for ourselves. If things have happened to you, learn from them and move on. To latch on to your past trauma means that you have accepted it as a part of your identity. We must grow and heal from it. This means letting the old leaves rot so new roots may breathe. Take the lessons of this life and apply them to this moment if applicable. If not, keep them as wisdom. Projecting into the future is the source of anxiety. If you cannot do anything in this moment that will set yourself up for the best possible outcome moving forward, then don't worry about it. It doesn't exist. Worrying about outcomes and situations that are out of your control is only creating unnecessary suffering. Focus on this eternal moment and having gratitude for this experience. And remember, love your neighbor as you love yourself.